Well, hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome along to our Wednesday night multiplayer. Welcome along to the $100 million challenge. And as you might have noticed from the thumbnail and from the description, we've changed maps. We've moved from Huron County. We're here now on Midwest Horizon. Twofold. One is because of the performance issues really of having a server on a 16x map. So we've downsized. We're still on a 4x, so it's still a decent size. But we have buttoned things back a little bit and going to run this. So still got big fields. Have a look there. Some decent sized fields around. You think that's only a 4x, but there's still lots around. And we have got those fields there. So big one up the top there, decent sized one there, and then these ones through the middle. So you can see a good mix of different things. So that's what we're doing. We've made that bit of a change. All the crops are all the same, and the money and everything that we were up to on the last map is transferred across. So we're at $14 million. So you know, progress is still progressing on the $100 million challenge. So that's what we're doing. That's where we are, and that's why we're here. Anyhow, hello Paul, welcome along. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for your continued membership. 10 months, mate. That's flown by. Chinook's here. He's being his horseman again. He's a superhero. It's the closest he's going to get to one. Grudo, how you doing? Nice to see you. Thanks for the wave. Chinook said, yo. Mark Haythornthwaite, good to see you, mate. Welcome. Hello, Yoran. I heard you pop up in chat too, so good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hanson's here. Finnish Farmer, hello to you. And Aussie Dan, how you doing? Nice to see you all. Welcome along. So, what are we doing today? We've got a crop, a field somewhere. It's ready to harvest. So, this one here, 42 soybeans, that's ready to go. There's some corn and 32 which is ready to go, but beforehand, before we get into any harvesting, we're going to jump into 110 plant soybeans. I think 34 we're going to plant some soybeans in as well. So I think we're going to go grab a tractor. DK must already be over in the John Deere spreader. He's getting some lime applied over there, and as I speak of the man, there he is there, 5 months a member. Thank you, mate. Thank you very much. And Hanson, I think, is getting tractors and planters and whatnot ready. Got the Great Plains, be able to run that, and then we've got the big Seedhawk here cart parked up somewhere. I don't know where he put that actually. He move it. He drove it over here. Oh, there it is. Yes, he's got that parked up. And then Chinook, I think, might be going to go do some rolling. I think that's the plan. I'll just jump up in here and go make a start. But yeah. Nice to play on a different map. Nice to carry on the same challenge, but on a different map too. What else? Got a little bit of auto drive set up, so slowly building those bits and pieces up to get it to where we want it to. So we got soybeans selected here, so I can't go and mess that up. So let's go over and make a start in the field. And see it just over there, lime, so we'll start on that one. The other field we need to do is this one just over here behind the field, behind the farm. But that might actually be a better one for the Great Plains, the smaller of the two planters. Hey Crofter, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. And hello to Jason, welcome along. Nice to have you here. And Short, how are you doing? What mods are you using and what maps? This is Midwest Horizon, which was a FS19 map by SAR Mapping. And Dinners Farms and crew have converted it over here for FS22. It's been out for a long time actually. It's not a new map or anything like that. It's been here for a while. Now I don't know. It's actually road. There would be able to go down the road to get to this field. We do that? Should we actually follow the road? We've got I think that's Chinook's artistic attempt or attempt at art. This is artistic interpretation. We've got the Argsy rules hill floating around. So. But in terms of mods, Short, there's a few. There's a few. You can download them all. They're all in the Discord. If you wanted to join the server, you can jump in there and get the link for the mods and get them all downloaded and everything. Nothing secret that's not public or anything like that, so you could go and do that if you wanted to. And no Lego tonight. I decided I'd take a week off doing that and just concentrate on the new map and getting my head around everything. Of course, the fields aren't quite as big, so the runs aren't quite as long and easy to be able to play with some Lego, but we'll get back into it next week, I think. Hey, that's a power pole. Can confirm there's collisions on the power poles. And now we're going to get into this horrible moment of how on earth do you untangle yourself from there. Like that. Precision. Skillful bit of driving. Does it? Cedar is a mod. Yes, Cedar is a mod. Seedhawk. I can't remember whether this is the smaller one. I think this is the one by BC Bueller Farms. Not the Ford Agricultural Solutions one. I think. I can't remember. There's two. There's the 65 and a 60 foot one by BC Bueller and a 75 foot one that 72. Can't remember the exact width, but Ford Ag did that one. This is a map I never played on in 19, so it's actually nice to get out here and give it a go. Mrs. Professor, how you doing? 6 months. Thank you very much. Time does fly. Time does fly. Jeremy Freeman, how are you, mate? Good to see you. And you've been around for 15 months. It's awesome, mate. Thank you very much for hanging out with us for that long. Very cool. Right, let's jump in here. Now, I don't know. I'm gonna make an executive decision here. I hate having a toolbar at the back. And this is actually designed as a tow behind cart. If you have a look at how the hoses and everything are set up. So I reconfigure it all. But interestingly enough, as we're talking about tow behind and tow between, anyone who watched Aussie Farms last week and the issues we had with the cedars, or that I had with the conveyor and that, actually got solved. So Aussie Farm Sim, I think it was, who modded that. I think it was him. He commented on the video and said that I probably had a setting wrong, which I did. And so we fixed all that. So next time we're on Aussie Farms, that should be all sorted out. Obviously no Aussie Farms this week. FSG was swanning around the world. Countryside, Scottish countryside somewhere, so he wasn't available to do anything. Right, so soybeans, that's what we've got in the tank there. It's all unfolded and then we'll be able to get going. No worries, short. Right, turn that on, lower that down. Let's go. Here we go, happy days. Now, be mindful, I've already discovered that there's collisions on the power poles, so we'll have to remember that when we get out into the middle of the field. So turn that GPS on there, get our A and B point down. Here we go, press the button and that'll run. Whoops, I want to press that button. What's that one there? Oh, and check our lines. Perfect. Right. Windows R brings up your run prompt on Windows, so press Windows key instead of the Alt key. Do we own? No, we don't own that field next to us. So we've got that one there. Don't own. But we do own the 3 right in front of us. Those big one, that big one over there. Little one behind the yard. What else was I thinking of? Do we have, or did we sell everything? We did bring some of the crops over with us too. That's impressive. They managed to figure that out. Some soybeans, oats. So there's a decent amount of crop sitting there actually, isn't there? Soybeans, oats, bit of barley, decent amount of sorghum. That's good. Brought all that across with us as well. And for all the grief I give him, Chinook's come in with 5 gifted memberships. Thanks, mate. Very much appreciated as always. Mr. Hanson picking one of those up. Mark Haythornthwaite, Grant Mr. Stay Drunk, Strody, and David C. There you go. Great to have you all memberships. I think a lot of those will be a continuation or an extension of a previous membership. Not sure if there's any first timers there. I don't think so. Thanks, Chinook. Very much appreciated. Right. Good, round and round we go. And carry on. Some nice white lines staying on the ground for a long time. Would have thought the coulters and everything like that would be getting rid of those, but apparently not. In fact, it's the white back ones that are laying it down. Funny. So in terms of server performance, I just see that little bit of lag there. We are sitting at about, well, we're actually low 80s at the moment, mid 80s. Fluctuating, sort of between mid 80s and low 90s, so too bad. Certainly very manageable. Now I have to remember, I haven't got anything to put up, but here's my official plug for Logging League. We're having the finals finally this weekend. Saturday evening UK time, Saturday afternoon US time, and Sunday morning New Zealand time. We will finally be getting around to running those final series for the Logging League, which is going to be exciting. We're good to get through that and finally crown our first champions for season 1. It'll be a fun stream. It'll be a long one actually. I think we've got 12 matches to get through or something like that. So yeah, should be a good time. Brought in the big guns to help. We've got Mark Haythornthwaite's coming in to help Hamish out in the background, so that'll be good. Have your help, Mark. Thank you. Hello, No. How are you? Welcome along, mate. Nice to see you. Right. So, we should do a headland pass down this end. So we can figure out how to do that. Let's turn before we get on the road. You say just go down, just do the up and down. Okay, I think Hanson might come and do the other headland for me with the smaller cedar. This is this coming along the road. I'm gone shopping. You can buy new. Did you buy a new tractor, Chinook? Chinook's been shopping. Got a new tractor. Alright. Currently farming on Southern Cross Station. Nice. Great map. Love it. Love that one. Have you noticed Hox is doing an update to it actually? He's adding a whole lot of features to it. Additional crops, he's finally getting some traffic added into it. Made some texture changes and other tweaks, I think. So that will be good to see a updated version of that coming out at some stage. I don't know whether he's doing it for the console version or whether it's just going to be for the PC version or not. But cool to see other one, regardless of what he does. Cool to see him doing that. Evening, David. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Give me what, 3.5 weeks. I'll be in the Western Isles, in Australia for a week. After seeing the rather large python that was scaling between the roof of a house and a tree, I don't know if I want to go there anymore. It's enough to put me off. Gold Coast. David, Gold Coast. You're heading over for a football tournament, taking a my oldest son and his football team are going over there for the week. Quite exciting for them. Between the big python in Queensland and then the woman in Canberra who had a parasite pulled from her brain, I don't know about going to Australia anymore. Yeah, too far, indeed. Do need to get over to New South Wales at some stage. My wife's brother lives just north of Sydney, so been a while since we've been over and seen them. Hey sheep, how you doing? Evening. Things are starting to crank up in the Oaks. Seeing sheep's name there. Got a busy month coming up. It's tomorrow's job, but what have we got to do? Some weeding, we've got some fertilising, got some grass to mow. It'll be a very, very active month. Lots to do, which is nice. After a few quiet ones, hopefully that can continue for the next wee while. Gradu, you made the Yarra Valley Australia map. Yes, I thought I recognised the name. I'm going to try. I still haven't, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you, mate, I haven't even looked at that one yet. I do need to take some time and download it and have a look. Like I said to you, I've got rallies who live in that part of the world too. Cleared some fields, no, nice. Hey, your download's going on that. Good, you got some good numbers on ModHub? And is that the only map you can make, or have you got the bug now? Now you've made one, have you got the bug and want to do something else? And how did you find the whole map making process? Always intrigued for people who are doing it for the first time, how they found it and what they learnt, what was good, what was bad, what they'd do again and what they wouldn't do again. It's an interesting thing to find out. Hey Dazed, how you doing, mate? Good morning. Your ears must have been burning. I was just talking about how busy the Oaks is going to be this month, how much I've got to do. About 80,000 downloads. Nice. Fixed a bunch of bugs since launch. Good man. Nice. Yarra Valley's too small to fit 6-road train trailer and other big equipment you have. Probably wouldn't be very common in that part of Victoria either, to be honest. Under 2-hour drivers around the corner here. That's true, David. Ah, he's Corp. Did say he was going to join. Contemplating going for a cycle. Good man. Jumping on the road bike or a mountain bike? The quiet days will be behind us for a while. They certainly will. I said to you the other day, I'll be calling in your services for some slurry or manure or digestate to be thrown on those grass fields next month once they've been mown and taken off. Took about 6 months to make. Not easy, but good learning. That's impressive. You're French, but on Farm Sim you're an Australian. That's the beauty of it. You can be whatever you want to be. I've been all sorts. I'm American today. I was Canadian the other day. else have I been? I've been all over the place. Certainly been Australian, more than I'd care to admit. How you doing, Corp? Good to see you, mate. Mountain bike, got a new folding one, haven't had much time yet to ride it in. Sounds good, need to do a small fix in the Virido today, might update the map 2 for the council. Ah, gotcha. What sort of mountain bike did you get that was a folding one? I haven't been a Kiwi yet, I know, Jason, right? No one's helping me on that either. Right, so I think Corp's going to get put in charge of pulling out all the harvesting equipment so we can go and jump into that field and get it done, which would be good. Was there a reason we switched maps, or is that part of the series too? We were having some performance issues, really, Mrs. Professor. Some of the guys were struggling with ping and the map lag and the map crash that was happening after every stream. Getting a bit frustrating, so kind of had a chat last week and we threw around half a dozen large size maps, sort of 4x maps that still had some decent sized fields, and we've fallen in this one. So yeah, I mean, it's still, like I said, it's still got some good sized fields, and obviously you can plough them together. Like there's nothing stopping us ploughing right through to the trees and all the way down to the road when and if we own all the fields around here, so should be good. Cosmo something, relatively cheap on Amazon. Space is limited, so need something. Yeah, fair enough. Well, you've shared a link, let's have a look. Interesting. Interesting to see your thoughts on that. Your Aussie truck on a console is the TLX 9000, and on PC it's the Kenworth K100. Good choices. I've enjoyed the K100 so far on our Aussie Farm Safe. T900 is a good choice too. It's good, lots of good options actually. It really is. Alright, let's turn around, we'll jump in cab. A bit of in-cab seating. Alright, there we go. Had the old model before, which lacked front suspension, but the price up pretty good, so with the suspension on that one, it's good value. Fair enough, mate. My mountain bike's 20 years old and still going strong. When I ride it. That's probably why it's still going strong, because it doesn't get ridden very often. Scuba Steve, good evening. Only a week and a half till you land in New Zealand. Nice, mate. I think you've told me before where you were going. Were you going like Northland or something like that? Is that right? Time is at a premium these days. Frustrating to struggle with. It is frustrating. I think it was the crashes was really frustrating because, you know, potential to lose work and time people were putting into the server, so hopefully this one's going to put us in better stead. That's the plan anyhow. We'll wait and see. See why it wouldn't. Power lines just go to nowhere. Stop in the middle of the field. Not even like a pump shed or anything there. pivot irrigator or pivot irrigator or anything like that. How you getting here, Scuba Steve? Apart from flying, who are you flying with? See, I go lifting up and doing a turn. Is that done? Ooh, that's a bit of lag. Lower down. Done. Easy. Piece of cake. I'm going to go for 2 days in Queenstown for 6 nights. Ah, nice. That'll be good fun. Hey, Mr. Stay Drunk, how you doing? See you. Got 2 cotton harvesters, the big 770. Nice. A good big cotton harvester with those fold-up headers. Nice one. Has anyone played the Frontier map very different to any other map? I haven't yet. Haven't even looked at that, Grudo. There's so many maps I want to look at. Carpathian Countryside, we keep on talking about that. Another one I want to look at. Haven't spent any time on Court Farms. Just don't have time to do it all. Great vid on the flight sim with VR. I haven't seen that one, Yoran. Hey Peter, how you doing? Good evening. Welcome along. And New Zealand. Tell us what flight number you're on and I'll make sure Chinook gives you the royal treatment and finds a reason for your flight to get cancelled or delayed or something like that. Well, welcome along everyone. I'm going about half an hour here. For those who are just joining us, we've made a bit of a map change. We're now on Midwest Horizon, a 4X map. But we'd jump on here and give this one a spin. We were getting a little bit frustrated with some of the performance issues and that we were having on Huron County. So the $100 million challenge continues. We've carried on progress from the last map to this one. So we are just under 14 million. We were over 14 million before Chinook decided to go shopping and pick up a new tractor. But yeah, things are progressing nicely. Good bit of land here. We're pretty well set up already as a farm. Decent amount of fields. Probably scope to get a few more. But all in all, pretty good. Hopefully it goes well. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining in. If you haven't dropped a thumbs up already, please make sure you do. Even if you normally do it on the way out, maybe consider doing it now so you remember and I don't have to remind you later. Getting a bit of stick drift on my controller at the moment. Just keep tuning my head itself. I'm using the Thrustmaster tonight. Become my default controller, which is nice. Gonna give skiing and snowboarding a crack. Nice. Good time to do it. So, the mountain 2 hours north of us apparently it's got the deepest snow base anywhere in the world at the moment. But this is it's very sad, but the irony of it all is that the Ruapehu Alpine Lifts, who run the 2 ski fields on Mount Ruapehu, went into liquidation at the end of last year, and they were going to close down. They've been bailed out by the government, but obviously on the back of COVID and people unable to travel and a couple of really bad winters snow-wise, they were pretty much on the bones of their arse and falling over. And well, as things have transpired this year, the year after they've had all those issues, has been the best year they've had in years. And they're only halfway through the season, so yeah, just goes to show when you're a local business that relies on the weather, just like farming, I suppose, isn't it? It takes us a couple of days of bad weather. Right, so I think let's go. We're going to jump on the other side. Start from the other side of the field. Can't wait till next year. I'm going to Ranthol, Illinois to go to the Half Century of Progress show. If you haven't already heard of it, I had the opportunity to drive a John Deere 6030 in the morning. Nice one. That'll be interesting. It'll be an exciting opportunity. How does this line up with my existing GPS? Let's have a look. We'll do a new one going along here just for this side of the field. I'm going crooked. Hopefully it squeezes itself up. As that'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Fingers crossed we don't end up with a big gap between us. Oh, that'll be, yeah, but it sounds like fun. No, it really does. Hey, Chevy, how you doing? So I might have to adjust the dead zone on this controller. I wonder if I can do that on the fly. Thrust must have this cool little app called Thrust Mapper X. And when mapping mini sticks, the left mini stick, right mini stick. Pump the dead zone up a little bit in the center. If that change. What did that say? I'm not moving it too far to still move, but let's see if that cuts out some of that stick drift. Be good if it does. And in the afternoon, International Repower Engine, Detroit Diesel. Sounds like a pretty exciting day, if you ask me. Right, so we'll finish this. Only a couple of passes left. And I think we'll probably just leave. I'm still trying to decide. It's probably not worth getting 2 seeders in there. Pretty small field. We'll probably look. I don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to tell me something in the background. I can't hear. Hey Tyler, good morning mate. Welcome along. Pleasure to have you here. So yeah, as I was saying earlier too, Logging League this weekend. We've got an exciting few matches if you haven't seen already. We've got basically semi-finals, kind of everything's elimination. So for the teams, we've got 6 teams. So the bottom 4 ranked teams play off to find the semi-finalists, basically. So what's that? 3 and 6 and 4 and 5 play each other, and whoever wins that then goes on to meet 1 and 2 ranked teams, and that basically from there decides our finalists. That's a pretty straightforward system. The teams is the solos is a little bit harder because we've got 9 solos. Well, we've got 11. We've got 9 spots in the finals. So we've got the first round, which is 3 players, 3 matches, and the loser of all of those matches is immediately eliminated. And then the winners of those matches go through into the next round, which takes us down to 6, and then the next 2 out of those basically are eliminated. We somehow end up with 3 players at the end. I can't remember how I figured it out, but it's basically, apart from the first one being an elimination, if you're eliminated after that, you go into like a loser's bracket, so you can still have a chance to get through. It's kind of cool how it's going to work, I think. I hope. We'll see. Argsy, my wife said thank you for doing the old truck and trailer I drove for WR Trucking. She and the family loved it. Oh, awesome, mate. That's cool. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Happy to send you the links to the mods too if you want it for yourself. Honestly, everything was publicly available. I did find out actually, I didn't realise this. The interior of the truck is not detailed at all. I jumped into cab view and it was like, oh, that's pretty horrible. So there's no interior detailing in the truck cab, but other than that, yeah, it's pretty cool. As soon as you showed it to me and said what you did, I was like, I've got to have that in mind. I'm going to do a little series on this. I've got to have that truck. Hey, Empty Pockets, how you doing? See you. In California, you got over 50 feet of snow in the mountains. I know, right? One ski resort in Southern Cali was still open in July. No way. Wow. Yeah, I remember seeing all the photos and the reports of the snow season in Cali last year. And people who were, you know, just the amount of snow around was nuts. And now what? You've got cyclones hitting, or tropical storm hitting California for the first time in forever, and now Florida's in the firing line, I see. We'll go. Hello, Mr. Bovine, how are you? Good evening. Hope you're good, mate. Hope Floyd had a good birthday on Sunday. Sorry I wasn't streaming and didn't get a chance to give him a shout, but this can be, you can play this back from tomorrow, because no doubt he's already in bed, but play it back from tomorrow and say a very happy belated birthday from Argsy. Floyd, hope you had a good day, and that you like the hat and stickers. And they're not from me, they're from Mum and Dad. Does that mean you can wear your hat now, Bo? Or had you had the one I sent you hidden as well? Doing okay for the most part, Empty Pockets. Well, for the most part, I'm happy for you. The other part, whatever it is, stay tough, mate. You'll get through it. Right, last pass. Let Hanson, he can go off and start, I don't know, doing what he's going to do. Better get off before I don't get out of the house. Have a good stream, everyone. Don't forget the like button. Cheers, Days. Nice to see you, man. Have a good day. Enjoy your bike ride. It's a nice day for you. Gosh, it's the it's the last day of winter tomorrow here in New Zealand. So we are at the tail end of the 30th, so tomorrow, last day of winter. This means it's the last day of summer for all you in the Northern Hemisphere. Sorry to say. Oh, you gave him both hats, you're a beanie guy. Oh, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. So that dead zone still hasn't worked properly. What summer? Same summer you have every year, Peter. A beautiful day here today. Seen a pic on Discord later, stunning day, so you got to take advantage. Nice. Yeah, you go do that. We had a beautiful day here today. Nice and not crispy and cold this morning. Very frosty, but other than that, the sun was out and it was a cracker. Hermwick, what's the map? This is Midwest Horizons. It's a FS19 map by Czar Mapping, which was converted to FS22 by Dinners Farms, and with some help from a number of notable people, Legacy Ag, Squatch Monkey, amongst others. Large H Mapping helped out as well. September's the end of summer in the UK, 21st of June. Is that right? I thought it was the 21st of June to the 22nd of June mark in the UK. So you don't go by calendar seasons. Just about to turn that off too early then, by the way. Right. A couple of people die in Liverpool after a thunderstorm. Is that right, Peter? That's no good. Oh, he's sitting in the kitchen in his PJs and Argsy hat, hoping you were streaming before he went to bed. Oh, like I said, bookmark 40 minutes into the stream, 35 minutes into the stream, and you have to replay it for him in the morning. Right, now, what was the story on the other field, guys? Do I have to do it because this direct seeds and the other one doesn't, or what's the deal? Okay, I have to start on the other field. I've got started harvesting already. Headland opened up. Truck's on the edge of the field. Gonna collect that truck, aren't we? Ooh, that was close. It opened up. Winter starts on the 21st of December. Yeah. So we're always by months. So yeah, winter ends tomorrow, end of August, and we got September, October, November's spring, December, January, February for summer, and March, April, May for autumn. Set ourselves up a new GPS. Done. You're the third head of a farm of 1,100 hectares in France, in Alsac. 550 to my boss, 550 in ETA, and we have not made visits to the US and Australia, and these from there that we have a lot of knowledge. Interesting. The third head of a farm. That's a pretty big farm. No, very big farm. Doing that funny extra. I wonder if that's something this planter does, because this planter did that on in Indiana too. What if it's the planter? And see, it doesn't do it on. Is it going to do alternating? Yeah, we're going to have a game of chess after this, fellas. Farm some chess. Weed chess. Hanson just volunteered to be the queen, he reckons. Or should we say she reckons? We must... Did we, I've just seeded over the grass. Did we paint some of this? Did we build some of this farm yard? I'm assuming so when I look at that. You have a funny little patch of soybeans now. Paint that out. Hanson will paint that out when he's putting his makeup on. Getting his queen's crown. Alright, so we're getting that pattern this way too. Strange. Homework, have we cheated that money on, or have we ended it? So the premise with this series, or this multiplayer server homework, I set a challenge for the community to earn $100 million. We started off on Huron County with pretty much zero money. Some equipment, but everything else has been built up. But we started having a few issues on that server, or on that map particularly, so we've transferred over to this map, but we've brought the progress with us. So we haven't made it on this map specifically, but it has all been earned on a multiplayer server, so no money cheated in or anything like that. The only cheats we do have, you probably look over there at the combines, they're running a little bit faster, so we do have the faster header options on the combines. But in saying that, you know, with these slightly smaller fields and things, we just about could do away with that. But yeah, the challenge is $100 million. Can't include any machinery or land costs, equipment or land costs. So, got a little patch there we're not going to get. And you can't sell stuff just to get that money. So we might end up with $100 million of cash in the bank, but we might also have $20 million worth of land and $5 million worth of equipment or something like that. So that is the challenge. And anyone can join. There's no requirements to be a YouTube member or anything like that. It's a PC only map. So if you wanted to be a part of it, jump onto Discord, !Discord will get you the link. And you can download all the mods and jump on. There's people on, not quite 24/7, but there's certainly quite often members on here doing some work. So welcome to join. Open to anyone. What's my favourite map and what features do you look for? You seem to lean towards big flat maps. My favourite maps? A lot of different features, different reasons for different favourite maps. Elk Mountain was probably one of my favourite maps for FS22 so far. And that was because it was such a diverse map, but a really awesome landscape. And I really liked the mining aspect on that. It still had the farming, still had fields and all that sort of stuff. So for a 4X map, it had a real good diverse mix of things you could do. Yeah, like I said, I focused on the mining side of that on that map, but equally, there was areas of just big pasture where you could build your own farm, set up a ranch, do whatever you want, make your own fields, kind of a no man's land type area. And then there was the predefined farm, so that one was pretty cool. All time, I'm a huge fan of No Creek Farms. Everyone knows that from my series I've done on that. Again, why is that one? It had a real personal vibe to it because it was just sort of the main farm and one sale point, so you kind of got invested in this farm as a farm rather than getting invested in the map with all the different productions and things like that. What other maps? Been enjoying Chilliwack, Canadian map. What have I enjoyed about that? Probably enjoyed I've enjoyed the way probably the series I'm doing on it, because the way I'm playing it is what I've enjoyed the most. It's kind of a bit different doing the sort of more cattle focused thing in Maze Plus, but from a map point of view, it's just a nice map. But it is a big flat map. Yeah, I mean, there's a few of them. I enjoyed Purbeck Valley in FS19. I haven't played it in 22. That was a fun one from a British side of things. The Oaks is great. The Oaks is a great map. I know Farms and Briscoe said he learnt a lot between Oaks and Saxthorpe Farms, and would love to go back and do Saxthorpe again, but do the Oaks now with what he's learnt from Saxthorpe. But for a first map, just the feel of that map, and I think I appreciate British maps more now, having been to the UK and driven around sort of the Scottish countryside, some of the English countryside with FSG. Sort of changed my outlook and appreciation on how they actually are. For watching, 27 likes. You know who you are. Yeah, lots of different things. I haven't got into production much. I'm actually looking forward to doing the whole textiles, fabric, merchandise thing that we're doing with FSG on Aussie Farms. I think that's going to be a bit of fun, actually. But purely, one of the reasons is because I haven't really got into it too much. Had a good look around Castle No a few days ago. It's a beautiful map too, from a landscape aesthetics side of things. Beautiful map. Likewise, like Italia, I'm looking forward to, gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but the Edo mod who made the Italia meal map is working on another Italian map. And I think in conjunction they're doing a German map or something too, if I'm correct. My memory serves me right. So, Oaks was a great first map. Oh, absolutely, Peter, absolutely. Playability on it's just awesome. They did knock that one out of the park. Hey John, how you doing? Nice to see you, mate. Welcome along. Family, yeah, they're good. It's a full moon, and in fact it's going to be a blue supermoon tomorrow here. I think it's going to be a blue supermoon for everyone tomorrow. Honestly, I reckon it's driven the kids nuts. Crazy the last couple of nights. Ravenport was the first map you played on FS19. Ah, I think I might be the same, Grito, and I look back at how I played on that without knowing about mods and what I could do. I was on console, that was on PS4. But I look back at what I did on that and I was like, ugh. In fact, two of the, there's a couple of other maps I hadn't thought of. What was the first one? Shamrock Valley. It's the first mod map I played on. And I just fell in love with that. Oxygen David, and then Lone Oak. Lone Oak's still got a vibe to it. Still haven't got a New Zealand map. I know, sheep, it sucks, right? There's a few floating around, few attempts at them floating around, but nothing good yet. How's things with you anyhow, John? You good? Hello Yoss, how are you? Didn't know people played farming games. It's not a game, it's a simulation. It's in the title, it's called Farming Simulator, it's not called Farming Game. The lifestyle. Yeah. Henson's saying the same thing, it's a way of life. How are you, Yoss? Are you good? Game simming. Next question. Alright, fair enough, John. Enough said. Well, take your mind off things and hang out with us for an hour or so. What is this? You're breathing. Well, that's good. I must say, you guys are all bringing a pretty somber mood in here with some of the chats. Like, stop asking how people are. Look, grab a whiskey, sit down, have a chat. Argsy. Cheers, guys. Whatever's going on, tomorrow's another day. And I'm sure it will be better than today was. Yeah, that's my motivational speech. Right, just about done. Done making our chessboard. Old Kiwi Farmers and NZ map. Old Kiwi Farmers are as Kiwi as, I don't know, Lone Oak is, to be honest. It has Kiwi in the name, Grito, but that would be about as far as I would go to say it has a New Zealand map. It certainly does not, to me, and it's personal opinion, does not have a New Zealand feel to it at all. No disrespect to Kaz, because he does some great maps, and he's a Kiwi too. It's actually surprising that he hasn't sort of done a real proper Kiwi map. It would be good if he had. Right, Dunsky. Get folded up. You are fantastic. That's it, Yoss. That's the approach. No worries, John. I'll have a read. I'll check that out after stream. Right, let's go find a pressure washer. Hopefully not one that throws out dirt. Alright, I'll get that cleaned off. What did you think of the, I know Yoss watched some of it, what did you think of the FSL? Anyone else watch the Farming Simulator League over the weekend? In Gamescom? It's like I missed the finals because they're on at stupid o'clock in New Zealand, but it sounded like a couple of pretty intense games, one ending up tied. Was that one of the semi-final matches? Went on bail delivery countback. It's pretty cool. Jazz Charles, hello from the past. Well, good evening from the future. Not too far away from that. Why is my water transparent? This is pure Midwest. It's pumped straight from the spring. No, thanks for hanging out, mate. Appreciate you joining and being here. Have a good rest of your day, doing whatever you're doing. And look forward to catching up with you again soon. Ooh, that was close. Made it. We can tuck this in against the wall a little. It's probably a bit close to the wall. What do you reckon? I don't think that tire's meant to be up there. Here we go. Oh, I don't think that one's meant to be there either. Oh, so who had super strength on? He cheats? Who's been cheating? Who's been cheating? G'day from the now. Hey Nismo, how you done? Right, what do we got? We got a grain cart. Hard to make custom buildings. I only made one, and the rest are reused from the base game. Maps. What would you expect to see in a New Zealand map? Big mountain range in the background. One near Pointy Mountain would be a start for a New Zealand map. What? By Pointy Mountain, do you mean Taranaki? Oh. Yeah, my day's been alright, Nismo. My day's been fine. See, New Zealand's hard, Greta. I've given this a lot of thought, a lot of consideration around how to make a New Zealand map. Because there's such a diverse range. Corp. We have such a diverse range. You know, your dairy farms, your big plains, your hill country stations. There's all sorts. And that's what I think makes it a little bit hard. So I've looked at how you can make a map of the region I'm from, the Manawatu. I've found some spots in the Canterbury Plains, which is just flat, where you could have a mix of arable and dairy country, dairy farms. What else? Yeah, it's control. There's some really good hill country stations where you could sort of have a real grass and there has been a couple of maps made that are really good field Kiwi maps, but they haven't been finished properly, which is unfortunate, but yeah. Hello Aidan Bruce, how you doing? What map is the cattle farmer? That is Chilliwack, British Columbia by Chumpy Farmer. Can you play this on this server? You can, it is open to anyone. Download all the mods, and it is a PC only server. But yep. Yeah. All the merrier. Do you want to find out how to get on it? What is it called? Canadian cattle farmer map. It is called Chilliwack. There's a link to it if you want to download it, if you want to find it. There's a link to it in the description of the video. It's on Chumpy Farmer's itch page, where you will find that. Best pointy manga ever. It's had a it's got a lot of competition. I mean, it made a good Mount Fuji in The Last Samurai, but it was no Mount Doom. Multiplayer, this one here, this is on Midwest Horizon, Aiden. If you go to Discord, if you join the Discord, you can find all the links to download all the mods and everything like that, and all the passwords and how to join it. Mount Ain. Right. Alright, halfway through the stream and we're into harvesting. Halfway through harvesting, not quite. Chinook's just rolling. I like that he went and bought that Steiger and to park it in the shed. Like, is it just a decoration? Candy. He's just got it for the Instagram shots, you reckon, Peter? And stand next to his tractor. Speaking of which, who saw the new quad track on the Farm Progress show? The Welker brothers and a few others I've seen have been showing that off. Had its official reveal, official unveiling. Was it 740 horsepower or something like that? Big bit of kit. I like the way they welcomed it, and they were all standing in a tent or something at the end of the field, and there's 4 of them just driving straight towards the tent, and then sort of they come in and wrap themselves and encase themselves around. Pretty cool. Do the sprays on the field work? No, I think they're just decoration on this one. The pivot irrigators? No, just decoration. There is a working pivot on Mod Hub though. The new quad beast. If SG has plenty of time, he decides to spend it working. I know, right? Logging League this weekend though, that's where he's going to be keeping himself busy. In fact, he doesn't spend it working. He's just had a 2-week holiday in the States, and then he comes back and goes away for the weekend up into the Highlands to go to a horse show. I mean, we couldn't do Aussie Farms this week. Unacceptable. It's in Logging League this week. I think next weekend we are doing a bale stacking challenge with G-Portal partners. I was testing. They set me up a couple of servers, one in EU and one in US, so I could test out to see which one I got the best performance on. Probably so they could enter me in the other one. Hard to find good help these days, mate. Well, he did have the cheek to say, if you want to do a solo episode, go for it. Finals are happening this week. Talking about Logging League this week. I locked and loaded. Got all the contestants all lined up. Got the schedule sorted. Let's all go. Let me do all the work. Yeah, I know, right? He's good. I enjoy it. I mean, I pulled the Swift one on this server. I just turn up once a week to take the glory of harvest and things like that, and everyone else has done all the work. How full are you over in the John Deere? 63%. I should probably come and empty you out, or I'm going to do that. I'll empty you out before you go and cut open a new part of the field. Oh, I will. Draw out. Ah. Right, there we go. There you go, that'll be enough. You'll be able to go and empty out. Carry on now. Right, you know what? I could probably do now. The mulcher isn't. Someone's got to get it dirty. Might as well be me. Alright, we'll get it out and start mulching this field. I do need to do this, don't I? We mulch soybean? I don't know if we do. We mulch this or not? I'm going to anyhow. When's the Aussie Farms part? Is that 3? We haven't got an episode this week, Aiden. FSG was away, so we haven't bothered recording one. Is this actually doing anything or not? Am I just wasting my time? Easier to see if I limed first. GPS is 4. Here we go, happy days. Make ourselves useful instead of just sitting around in a grain cart. The horse mulches are great. Are they? What makes them great, Yoss? I mean, I don't disagree. I thought the whole horse pack was pretty good across the board. I mean, nice having sitting around the mid for 40 people here watching tonight. It's been a pleasure having you all here. Quite exciting. compared to this roller thing, better maneuvering. Yeah, this roller thing just drifts, slides all over the place. I can't remember how big the biggest Porsche ones are either. How big's this one? 24 meters. Haven't got the horse DLC on this. But no, the horse pack in general is pretty cool. I like it. We're going to use it in the next 5-minute farmer. I've got that all set up, ready to go. Start recording that. Hopefully this weekend. Get some episodes under the belt. Difference between me and Chinook is I use GPS, so I don't need to see where I've been. What map are we using for the 5-minute farmer? I'm going to keep it a secret for now, Peter. Keep it a secret. Haha. Build some anticipation and excitement around it. I play with keyboard or with a steering wheel? Well, let me show you, and in fact I probably can if I'm clever. We'll get turned around here. Down our next GPS row, hopefully without. Alright, there we go. So, let me see, this one here. That's what I've got. This is a Thrustmaster eSwap XR Pro controller, which has this nifty, and I won't turn it, but that's actually a steering wheel. I'll show you when we get to the end. But it's basically a controller. I have always used a PlayStation 4 controller, but this thing's cool. I've done a video showing it, but these modules, so 1, 2, and 3, they can all pop in and out. So it's got a little magnet on the bottom, it's got the contacts there, and so if you wanted to have 2 joysticks and the steering wheel, or 2 joysticks and a D-pad, or whatever combination of things you wanted, you have joystick and joystick in those two if you really wanted to. It's awesome. It's got these buttons down the bottom, and you can swap on the fly between your mapping. So you press profile 1 and profile 2, so you could have things mapped differently. It's got buttons on the back, 1, 2, 3, 4. You can program those, and otherwise it's just a normal controller. You got your triggers on the front and things like that. That's very cool. I'll show you, in fact. So there, turn around here. But that's just that's a sprung steering wheel, so I can let it go and it centers. And it's got about a 90-degree lock-to-lock turn on it. But after having driven tractors using a stick for a long time, like a left and right stick, like that, that was so much better. That's cool. I like it. Big fan of it. Big fan of it. Right. Yeah, thank you, handsome. Jealous head. Is it worth the money then? I think so, if you've used controller for a long time. If you've always used a controller or didn't have the space for a steering wheel, then 100% it's worth it. The precision and everything with steering that I've got with this is just so much better than I've ever had with a joystick. So yeah, on that basis, yes. Is it worth the... I can't remember how much it is, $240 US, maybe not. So hint, because this one's the Forza licensed version and comes with the steering wheel as a module, it's more expensive than just their plain eSwap XR Pro controllers. It's because it's the Forza version. But you can just buy one of these the Thrustmaster eSwap controller, and then you can buy the steering wheel module individually. So you could potentially get it cheaper doing it that way. But yeah, no, I love it. I think it's great. But again, I've used a controller my whole life, so it's for me it's second nature, and I've been able to transfer from the PlayStation controller to this effortlessly. Very cool. I am going to do another follow-up video at some stage, just looking at the how I've mapped things, what some of the options for mapping might be, how the Thrustmapper X software works, things like that. So yeah, it's very cool. Does it have a dead zone? Yeah, it does, Yos. And I think, if I look back on that Thrustmapper software, you can change the dead zone on the racing wheel. So, in fact, do that. There you go. So this is the mapping software. So you can, it's not detecting the controller. The controller's there. Way, all sorts of things. So there's the controller. But yeah, you can map it. You've got the steering wheel, so you can change your dead zone. On that, you can change the dead zone. That was what I was playing around with before on the dead zone on the stick. You can change your trigger zones. Obviously, you've got to have different vibrations. Not that that works on Farming Simulator. And then all your button mappings. So that's what I was saying about having the two different profiles you can map. Pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty handy. Waiting for a cheaper knockoff. Fair enough, Ant. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, they're not cheap. But if compared to a steering wheel, if you don't have the space for a steering wheel, or you don't want to have a steering wheel on your desk in front of your PC the whole time, or anything like that, then I think it's pretty worth it. Homework. Am I from New Zealand? I am indeed. 100% Kiwi. Yeah, cool, Peter. I think it's worth it. Controls or any peripheral need a guide how it can be useful for gameplay. Absolutely, Yos. I'm still figuring out what's best for it. I think there's some things I haven't done yet. I know Old Cranky got one, and he was suggesting a few things. He's kept the two joysticks and the steering wheel, and he's mapped the 4 buttons on the back to be his up, down, left, right on the D-pad. I think that would screw with my head too much to do it, so I haven't. But maybe that's something I could try with the second map profile and see if I could get my head around it. Extra buttons are useless to people who don't know what is possible. I mean, if I was really clever, I'd have my sim dashboard set up, and that would take away half the things I wouldn't have to do. And that'd solve a whole heap as well. Mr. Rusty Money Gaming, how you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Welcome to Wednesday morning. Hope you are gearing up for a big one. Must be, I think we talked the other day. Must be starting to get busy, is it? People getting geared up for harvest season. I do have a stream deck as well, Mark. I'll use that while I'm streaming. But yeah, I know you can program those to as keybinds as well. I know I said the naughty word. You can join, Aiden. Nice, and jump in. Sitting on the sofa with a laptop. Well, that's the perfect place for it, Peter, I reckon. Perfect place for it. Doing good, yes, harvest is here early. Ooh, nice. Which link's invalid? The Discord one? Shouldn't be. Exclamation mark Discord. Can someone check that? Thought it was okay. Whee! Slidey, slidey. Profile streaming one for FIFA. Yeah, I could just have different pages. I mean, I've got the second page set up for when we're doing logging league. Just don't have a third page set up yet. Yeah, that could be a choice. It worked. Good, Aiden. Good. Just screw 2 analog to a cardboard connected to a. Do you know? Now I have my 2 joystick for your Volvo excavator. Did in 30 minutes. Not the best, but better than a mouse. Nice, David. Good job. We were chatting the other day, actually, weren't we, with Kigarino about the PlayStation accessibility controller. I'm keen to try that one out too. Are tick vehicles easier to steer now with the new controller? I didn't struggle with articulated vehicles with the using joysticks on a controller anyhow, so I wouldn't say it's any easier. The thing that really I'm still getting my head around is reversing. And I can't figure out why, but I always turn the wrong way when I'm reversing. And I can't think, because turning the wheel with right and shifting the joystick right was always the same turning right, so I don't know what's got me going with that one. Still thinking of that thrust still with. Usually playing Xbox, but would like to get into course play. Is seasons enabled? No, that is also one of the things we don't do, homework. It's a good point. No, we don't play with seasons on this. Otherwise, that would be a very long time. I would expect to be able to get to where we get to. So, it's very much a plant harvest, rinse, repeat setup. So we go from field to field with crops and harvesting. So, which makes things a little bit simpler on that side of things. Off to bed, Bo. Watch the rest from there. Night all, mate. Catch you later, Bo. Thanks for stopping in, mate. Nice to see you. Hopefully you can find some time to get back on the server at some stage. It'd be good to have you back here. So from that point of view of being twitchy, yeah, it would be. And I can certainly... I always used to find myself just with the controller, was using the analog stick, just going flick, 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 when you're only trying to turn a little bit. Or you're going really fast in a truck and you want to go around in circles, just a flick, 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 and minor adjustments, whereas the wheel you can turn a little bit and just hold it, which is nice. Don't know, you know Kikarinu Samad, you know custom voice. Ah yeah, what's it? I can't remember the mouth blow thingy that he's got. It's got a special name. Yeah, no, I was talking about PlayStation release there. Have got a custom controller coming out in December, which has a joystick and buttons which are all programmable and customizable, so I'm keen to get that and give that a spin for Farm Sim 2. See if it's an alternative to, say, a Thrustmaster joystick, or whether you could use it to build a button box effectively. Same sort of concept. Better reversing with a controller than a wheel. There's still a certain disconnect. I don't know what's going on with me with the controller, but I feel the same. You reverse from in front of you? Possibly? You mean like you're reversing looking back? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about it. But it's so easy, just like turning then, just holding a consistent arc is just so much easier using this than a controller. Or a stick controller. Need to start playing multiplayer on Farm Sim, Tyler. Don't know what has stopped you so far. Get into it, mate. Get into it. It is good fun. That's funny. I think some people think if you're multiplayer farming, you need to farm with other people on the server at the same time. But if you're single player farming, you don't. If you've just got your own farm, you don't. I mean, yes, you're a little bit out of control of your destiny and what the farm's going to do because you're suddenly working with 3 or 4 other people, but I kind of like the whole... On a server like this, I'll jump on one day and then I can't get back on for a week. What's going to have changed? What's going to have happened? Oh, look, there's a new tractor, or oh wow, they bought another field, or okay, we're going to do cotton this week. There's a little bit of the unknown because you're not in complete control of everything. I think that's pretty cool. Prefer multiplayer, Mark. Hello, Mr. Farmsome Guy, how are you? Evening, or good morning. Heard it's a cracking day in Scotland today, according to Dazed earlier on. So you must be, speaking of multiplayer servers and FSGs here, you must have got a long way through Rocky Mountain by now, have you? Sort of seen where your progress has been on there. A beauty last of the summer, probably. We determined that UK has summer from June the 21st to June the 22nd earlier on. This is just an outlier. Course plane auto driver adequate replacements for friends. The problem with course plane auto drivers, if something goes wrong, you can kind of blame the auto drive driver for it, or the course play driver, but at the end of the day it was all your responsibility. At least if something goes wrong and it's someone else's fault, you can blame them. Started doing it on West Aussie 16X, never looked back. Nice corp. And you were a key part in that 10 million litre challenge that we set on that one. So. 28 mil in the bank and own a core map. Nice. Have you set yourself an end goal on that, Mark, or not? Get yourself a goal. We've always talked like there's a while ago actually. I think I've mentioned it to FSG and talked to Kadurk about setting up the same server. We were going to have. How are we going to do it? We were going to set up the same server on each channel and set a challenge. So let's say we used, let's say we used this map and the challenge was 10 million litres or something like that. We'd have a month, so 1 month would be you've got to get 10 million litres of soybeans. The next month you had to have 500 cattle or produce a certain amount of milk or something like that. Thought that'd be kind of fun, but it's never eventuated. Lots of good ideas in this community. Across farm sim communities, it's just a case of getting them all out. It'd be a bit like Daggerwin and Chainsaw's competitive multiplayer, but taking it to another level. We had a little bit with Kadurk, his server, his community set up a West Aussie server and decided to do the same crop challenge we did, but they got it done a lot quicker than we did as well. But we spent a lot of time doing contract, because I don't think they did that. Hey Johnny B, how you doing? Good evening. Year 9, but you've switched seasons on. Thought of suggesting that with us on Island Life. So you could do it on the same server as well. You could always have it, instead of doing it with individual servers each, you could do it on the same server always too. Set up 3 farms. Island Life is a good map. I haven't looked at Island Life. We were talking about maps I haven't looked at earlier. Too many of them. Too many. Downloading the mods, Aiden. Awesome. Awesome. About another half hour left on the stream, but of course we'll be back again next week, and there'll always be people around anyhow. Eric, how are you? Good to see you. It's not very green, really, is it? Should be up for a challenge like that. Yeah. So I think the last time we discussed it was at the beginning of summer, and it was kind of like, well, there's no point doing that because most people are going to be enjoying summer, so it might be better to do during the Northern Hemisphere winter. That could be a consideration there. Well, another week we're 6 likes away from 50. It'd be awesome if you haven't hit the thumbs up. If you could do that and get us past that little milestone, it'd be pretty cool. Let's have a look. So there we go. We've done a good job actually. I wonder what happened there. But we have got a long way through with the mulching. Bit of unevenness or something in the field. 12 away from 6. Am I 12 away now? 34 according to studio. But close. Not too far, mate. Not too far. Is that what the overlay is saying, is it? Must be some generous rounding up going on. It's too. 15988. Some generous rounding going up on the overlay. But yeah, close. Not far away. Thank you, buddy. Getting there, getting there, getting there. I was saying to everyone, I've been plugging the logging league and finally getting around to doing the finals this weekend, which will be exciting. If in doubt, always round up. Exactly. Unless you're paying for something, then you round down. But if you're charging someone something, always round up. Welcome back, Dazed. Welcome back. Oh, that's unfortunate, mate. Blicked off and got stuck. Oh, nasty. Let me guess, you folded it in half and wrote it back on one wheel. It's good. Give Chinook a truck to drive because then he doesn't need GPS. I'm going to try mark drowning works might have to play by. This whole having your own business isn't working out, is it, SG? Some roadside engineering to get it home. You find a stick on the side of the road and just whack it a few times, Dazed. It's just some good old agricultural engineering. Spending your time inside this beautiful tractor. It's quiet in here. That tractor's just about silent. Pretty impressive. It's waking up at night for time for farm sim. A rock working words and a random piece of metal did the trick. I'm not stopping. You think the next version of FarmSim will get the screens in the tractors to work? I'd like to think so, Grotto. There is some real great work being done with like with some people who've already got their screens to pick up things. So like the map up there would actually be the real-time map. So there's a couple of things out there. Is it Dashboard Live, I think, is one of them. So I'd like to think that yes. I'd like to think that the next version of FarmSim won't be limited by old gen consoles like PS4. And we can avoid a lot of that as well. But who knows. You're not coming in hot. You know, they say not to let kids log into your server FSG. Well, he's our resident. Screens already do so much more in 9 than in 19. Wish they did a form of API access for modders to easily plug into. That would be epic if they did. I suppose, you know, there is quite a lot when you look at what the Sim Dashboard guys have done in terms of getting data out of Farm Sim. It's not the easiest way because they have to have your own server installed, whereas if it was just a straight API, it's so much easier. That would be awesome. I'd love to be able to even just have the map up on a second screen, or bring up like the dashboard, you know, if I've got a screen like that in the tractor, have it working, but actually have it while I'm driving, having it on a second screen next to me. Cool. Got 2 monitors, use them both. Still haven't even used the camera, the second camera mod thing that's come out yet. Need to try that out. We get subsidies for having Chinook on. He's our special employee. His mum and dad pay half his wages. Camera mod is active on the Oaks. Yeah, I know, I just need to find a tractor that uses it dazed or figure out how to use it. I suppose I could, I'll have to suss it out if it's working with my Massies. Might actually be good when I'm doing some mowing, or actually my fertilizer spreading I've got coming up. Could work too. Random WhatsApp phone calls, don't you love those? Need to activate the configuration in the garage. Alright, I'll have a look because I need to look about getting some row crop tyres on one of the tractors, so I'm doing that. I'll have a look. This is one thing actually my farm's lacking is a workshop. I couldn't find a workshop trigger anywhere on it to get one put down. EV Online had an offline app that allowed you to manage your training. Maybe there could be an iPad app that acted as a second screen. There's quite a few that have integrated it much better. There's lots of things like that. Like, I was playing Rocket League with a mate last night, and it was on PlayStation, and you can support a content creator through that, like with the purchases and that you can buy for skins and that. Like, I don't know why you can't do that on Farmsim. Be nice to be able to offer console or for console players to be able to support their favourite content creators. Hashtag get FSG to gold. Can't be far away yet now, mate. $190. Surprised you haven't just gone and bought yourself 4 copies of the game or something to give away. Hecked. The farmer cop. Been cool to see all the modders and a lot of modders and that getting their Giants plaques in the last few weeks. Their 250,000 console downloads and some of the newer partners getting their partner plaques. Pretty cool. Actually, I like the new partner plaques black background. It's the red. I can't remember. Still waiting. Actually, I got yours cancelled, Yoss. I said not to bother. Wasn't worth it. Told them what you were going to do with it. No plaque for you, no console mods. I know. Certain me modders get plaque. Because the modded ones look cool with the black background. It must be those ones. They do, eh? I thought that too. I was like, cool, that looks pretty neat. Just looking at mine. Mine are both up above me. My partner one and my bronze one. Yes, Stadia. What, the modded plaques? Do they really have Stadia logo on them? No. Alright, am I going to wreck my... Ooh. Am I going to wreck my crop if I go around? You're right. We're all good. Oh, look at that. Looks like they're finished. No collision. No collision on the pivot. Fortunate. Oh, apparently the last piece has a collision on it. It's good to know. Thank you for the heads up. Thank you for the warning. You'll hit 5 million before they send your console one at this rate. What are you up to at the moment, Dazed? 5 million is pretty impressive. It's a Stadia logo, that's quite funny. Must be a bit along here I haven't done, I think. But look, there is a deed. 1.8 mil at the moment, going about 100k a month. Nice. Actually saw some photos on a New Zealand Farmson page today. You guys using your potato sorting shed. Oh, cool. Does the pivot work? No, it does not. No, because the last operator around here took out every single wheel. Can't move. Right, let's see. What's my next GPS course? Ooh, long way out. Have I gonna miss a piece or not? Ah, frustrating. Just missed a bit. Field border grass getting wiped out. I know, right? That's the one thing with the mulching. You run over that little bit of field grass on the end, it just disappears. Still shocked how people update their models for how much people hate on potatoes. I think people hate on potatoes and secretly do them. Like, I reckon FSG's already harvested Field 9 on Flint Hills. Once at least. He's just set up some auto drive course play and he's just let it going, just for the satisfaction. He's going to get to 100,000 subs and he's just going to drop this video of him harvesting potatoes on Field 9. Private save do it once a week just for the hell of it. Kept FS19 installed. He's actually privately modded Flint Hills across for FS22. He's got his own private modded version. Just to harvest potatoes. Field 9. Funny. Narrowed the pickup from 3 meters to 1 just for the challenge. And used an underpowered tractor so it doesn't go as fast as it could. A copy of Spring Creek with the 1,000 hectare field. Why not? Hey, why not? Wasn't enough of a challenge otherwise. Have custom mods so you can't join. Well, if you've downloaded all the mods from the mod folder, there's a link to be able to download on Aiden. Should be just fine. The link in Discord for all the mods. Wee, old drifter. Hey Lockie, how you doing? Good morning, mate. Oh, set 3 miles per hour max. You got it. You got it. You know how sadistic we all are. There's some things you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy, and then there's that. Right. Where? Yeah, not too bad, Lockie. Not too bad. And a fun stream. Fun stream. 3 likes away from 50 as well, so double check that thumbs up button, people. Yo, what's up, DJ? Best way to start a Wednesday. I've been meaning to do that every time you join, and I always forget. The old drove DJ nuts at FarmCon. Doing that thing. Just need harvester to drop it on the ground so you can keep harvesting. Who said you need to sell? Well, if you're just going to do that, you might as well go through and plow it all yours. I harvested the potato field with a plow. Flights. Where are you off to? Are we allowed to know where you're going, DJ? Or is this a hush-hush trip? Is it one I might know what you're doing? Then, you know, next month it would have been 12 months. Oh, Agritechnica. Nice. Very cool. Jealous though. Still sharing Lockie. Oh no. Good fun. Good fun, eh? How many sheep do you have to share then? Here's a question for everyone. Who can tell me the age difference between a lamb, a hogget, and mutton? Over 4,000. How many you got? How many you got to share? Nice. Are we gonna have a screenshot? I suppose we should do something. Get you lot posing somewhere. You let someone else answer that, Lockie. It was actually a question on a quiz we did today. Oh, is it a triple date? DJ Yosef SG show. some of the neighbours' soybeans. Oh no. Thought I was going to squash some of the neighbours' soybeans. Missed them all. See you, cool. Catch you later, mate. Oh yeah, that's alright then. Keep running this one because our line's way over. One more mob to do tomorrow and that should be it. Nice. Nice. Bulky monster. Slightest set of 20-ton rollers you've ever seen. I know, right? Yeah, they don't like going in a straight line around corners. What is the weight on them? Mob 24.7 tons. Yep. English YouTubers starting to take over the German event. Go boss those Germans around. Hey Daniel, how you doing? Fast stop and say hello on your lunch break. Nice, mate. Well, thank you for popping in and saying hello. Looking into it with a live FSL will be in German. Is there an FSL rounded Agritechnica? Getting late, almost 0400 had fun. Yeah, thanks, Corp. Pleasure, mate. Yeah. Who you deal with? Are you going privately? Go on. Spill the beans. Even if I know you can't. See, the true beans. DJ's got the true beans. Got to get them to do English coverage somehow. If it takes the English speaking side taking over, so be it. As she did, I think, I reckon with FarmCon last year, with the way they did the English side of things, was much better. I mean, good they've done that this year, but anywho. Can I show the map? Of course I can, Hamwick. Let me get down here onto a GPS course. And I'll fire it up. Run this headland. I haven't missed too much. No, not too much. Come hang out with DJ every day. Cheers, Peter. Thanks for hanging out, mate. Nice to see you. Have a good rest of your day, week. Might catch you on the weekend, hopefully, in the logging league. Oh yeah, DJ, we're doing the final of the logging league this weekend. On Saturday. Saturday the 3rd, gosh, we just say the date right. Is it the 2nd on Saturday? Must be, it's the 31st on Thursday. Friday's, yeah. It's the 3rd for me, Sunday the 3rd for me. Oh, that's right, mate. Could have dragged you in as a guest commentator. Strody, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Joined at the start of Benny Media ever since. Well, thank you very much for hanging out and adding to the view counts. Appreciate it. You're missing your mother-in-law's birthday party. Ooh, how's that going down? Hope it's not a milestone birthday party. It's Father's Day here on Sunday. And I've told Bex she has to take Amon out to his football training, which I normally go. Oh, it is a milestone. Oh no. Whoops. Say sorry to Ali. Mrs. FSG needs an apology from Argsy. Blame me. Oh, I mean, I know you will have. But blame me. Right. You wanted to have a look at the map, Hermwick. So there you go. There is Midwest Horizons. So we are up here. Those ones there. Those pieces. And yeah. What have we got? We've got, must be sell points over this way. Fuel point. Co-op must be, what's that? Grain, sell points, animal dealer down that way. And sawmill up there. So most of the dealership stuff's down there. Probably the shoppers. Or yeah, that's pretty cool. I've never spent any time on it, so. If it's Jimmy and DJ should make a series together. Goodness. Imagine. Convenient diary clash. Look at that, 51 likes. Thank you very much, everyone. Appreciate you leaving your mark on the stream. Thank you. Alright, how much more of this have we got to go? Where am I? I was going to say, how am I going to tell where I've been? But, of course, where I've already mulched, it won't mulch again. I can see. Be fun naked off my foot. Nope, suck it. I can imagine it being about a whole, maybe 2 episodes long before it turned into chaos. Where's all my tractors? They're on the roof. Who drew those interesting looking crop circles in my field? Why is my whole farm planted in potatoes? I can see the thumbnail now. Oh, you mean it's competitive farming? DJ finishes his field in 3 minutes. Mr. Realism's done 1 headland. Two perfect crop circles are one very long space rockets in the other fields. For anyone who wants an insight into what FarmCon was like with these crazy people, this is pretty much it. There's a whole lot of smack talk. Good banter the whole time. I was trying to figure out a way to say banter appropriately. It could be interesting to see how much you can sabotage each other without having access to the other land. It would be interesting, wouldn't it? Go and plant and park your tractor across the way or something. I wonder what you could do. Easy dev spawn 1 million bales into someone's farm. Thank you, Henson. You have ideas. I'm trying to finish this field, Chinook. We've got work to do. I don't know what you've been doing the whole time. And see, you're just running around. You're running around. The bale store mod. Did I see someone did change that when it rained bales or something like that? Change the rain effect? Maybe I'm dreaming. All you need is the lowest fence across fields. That's nasty, Yoss. I like it. I like where you're thinking. Field of corn, you could put any fence through the middle of a field of corn. It would be fun to drive in bales. Driving in the rain is just bales falling everywhere. Imagine it. There is contracts on this. Just looking at that. Lots of good contracts. We've got the advanced contracts mod, so we've got lots of contracts, but yeah, look at them all. What's that 149,000? Same one. Into a fence maze for extra pain, I know. Loki made a mod that did it, that's right. I knew I'd seen it somewhere, FSG. Hailstorm, I knew I'd seen someone do it. Right, how many more passes do we have? Wait, turned around to have a look. You Whee! That's a good slide. This one, yeah. Not too many. Isaac, can I play with you? You can, Isaac. We're just about finished for tonight, but if you join the Discord server and you're on PC, you can get in and download the mods and join us this time next week. Well, 2 hours ago this time next week when we started. Every Wednesday for me, Wednesday night. Fast and the Furious Midwest Drift. This is what I call field turnaround. Almost mulched it all. I've got the plough subsoiler in. Started liming. Looking well. Gosh, I've put an hour on this tractor. Spent an hour doing this. It only had 0.1 of an hour on when we hopped in it. Put a compilation on a YouTube short with that song and you can go viral. Fast and the Furious. Pretty edition. And step a little course and go around and try and do it deliberately. Put some cones out and try and drift it through the cones. Some hay bales. Should a faster tractor as that mulch will do over 20 miles per hour. Well, really? At 9 miles there. I agree it should go faster, but it can't be the tractor. This one it should pull it, no worries. I think because we've got the speed mod mark, it might have been limited to that maybe? I don't know. It's limited, so it's okay, so I've got it limited to running at 12. That's why. So when we've got the... Look. So. Been defaulted to... Oh, even then though with the working speed mod, when it goes up to 9. Strange. Don't know. Anyhow. Would be nice if it went faster. Oh, it's a different one to what you have. Different one you have. That'll explain why then. Trust even more. I know, right? Hey, Mojo Jojo. Good morning. Welcome. Best part about Farm Sim Lockie, you can play it however you like. That's what I always crack up about people on Facebook groups, and they'll put a photo up of a fire engine or someone role-playing a vehicle crash or, you know, getting a boat, and people get all antsy. It's a farming simulator game. So, if someone wants to play it like it's a firefighting simulator, go for it. Does it hurt you that they're doing it that way? No. Let them have their fun. Being such a sourpuss. Never roleplay a vehicle crash, it just happens. At least I didn't. At least we didn't drive with you anywhere when we were in Germany then, yes. I can vouch for FSG's driver. Speaking of quality drivers, who was impressed to see a Kiwi on the grid at Formula 1 over the weekend? Pretty cool. Pretty cool to have him there. Deserves a chance. Unfortunate accident for Ricciardo that got him there, but I thought he did pretty well. Finished higher than his teammate, which is a good start, regardless of whatever happened to Tsunoda. Doesn't matter. Still did better than him. Kept himself out of enough trouble. Back for Monza. Yeah, and there's a good chance he, well, depending on Ricciardo's injury, they were talking about Singapore and Suzuka too, maybe. So, yeah, I mean, when you don't get to do free practice 1 and 2 and you're thrown in free practice 3, which is soaking wet, and then asked to qualify a car you've never driven in wet conditions, I think he did pretty well. Goes both ways though, the people that complain that you're playing realistic instead of using million miles an hour flowers. Yeah, it's true. It does. Ah, is that what happened, Aaron? You're on 2 farms today and both had government supplied fire trucks on them. The volunteers respond quicker than waiting for the townies. And that's just particularly in Australia. It's so far to some places, isn't it? So I'm not surprised. Kiwi replacing an Aussie. Oh, Kiwis did good over the weekend. Scott Dixon won Indy. Scott McLaughlin was on pole before he took his penalty. All happening. Broken hand's going to be a couple of months recovery. Yeah, potentially. And so the other interesting fact is that Formula 1 teams are limited to 4 drivers a year. So Lawson's their 4th driver for Toro Rosso. So potentially, if something happened to him or Tsunoda and Ricciardo couldn't drive, the only person they could get back would be Nick de Vries. Right, as committed as I am to getting this finished, I'm going to park this there. I'm sure someone will jump in it and do that. We're going to go get a screenshot and then I'm going to jump off. Because it is well past my bedtime and I need my beauty sleep. Surprising, I know. You're all sitting there going, no you don't, Argsy, you look great, but I do. Chunux needs to put on his bathing suit. Oh goodness, I don't know where we're going to do it today. Over this way. Oh, come and stand in front of the tractor shed. Oh yeah, where's the auxiliary? Yeah, go and stand in front of my sign. The poorly written sign. Hanson and Chinook move apart. Your names don't overlap. He's older, he'll be back in the car within a couple of weeks. Not at all, Lockie. He's proven his point. He's going to be driving in Perez's car next year. Who wrote on the dead giant's like poor thing? I don't know, but that's kind of what it looks like, isn't it? It's a pretty impressive effort. Alright. Well, there we go. I think that's a good place. Standing there looking at the Argsy rules sign to call it quits for tonight. But yeah, it's good to be on. This is a map. Nice to play here. That's what we've got done today. Harvested all of that. We've planted that field. In fact, just looking at that from above, it almost looks a little bit like DJ's been in there drawing. Hey, Scott Free for all. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you. Looks good from up. I must say, it looks good from up here. Its ground level impact isn't the best. Looks pretty good from up there. Nice to see you, Scott. Thanks for stopping in, saying hello. Nice to see you, mate. Have a wonderful Wednesday. But yes, you have caught me right at the end. So it's a hammer. And that's what I meant, Dazed. That's what I meant. Anyhow, thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. It's been fun. Nice to be on a new map. Nice to try something different. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun on this one. Good sized fields. We can get through a few different tasks, I think, which will be nice. Looking around there. Although I invariably imagine that these are all going to get ploughed in and joined up at some stage. But either or. Pretty cool. Nice fun. We will see. Yeah, Logging League. Logging League this weekend. So my normal stream time on Sunday morning, my time, will be when we're starting. So I think it's about 9 PM Saturday night UK time, 8 AM Sunday New Zealand time, and we'll be going through the finals. So yeah, that is going to happen. I'm looking forward to calling that, having a broadcast for that. It should be a heap of fun, and looking forward to seeing who comes out on top. Yeah, so that is happening. We haven't determined yet, but there might be a chance for a giveaway or two in amongst it as well. So if you're there, you could be in to win. Anyhow, thank you everyone for hanging out. Chinook, thanks for those 5 gifts of memberships at the start. That was appreciated. But for everyone else who's been here, nice to see you all. Nice to see you, FSG. DJ, nice to have you in here as well. And everyone else, all the members, moderators, everyone who's joined. Awesome to have so many of you with us. So on that note, I'm out of here. You guys take care, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. Bye.